Hey everyone, it's Jennifer with Rooted in the Rock, and I've got something dropping from the education branch right now. Hey everyone, welcome to Rooted in the Rock. I'm so glad you're here. Today is Alternatives to Public Education, Part 4, Co-op Groups. Okay, co-op groups. What is a co-op group? Okay, it's not a school. It's not an official set of curriculum. Not really. It is. I like the definition. There's a website called Splash Learn that's got some fun stuff, and I liked how they worded it. Okay, they say a co-op is a group of families who get together to provide their children with educational and social opportunities. That's perfect. That's exactly what a co-op is. It's a local group of homeschooling families who get together to have social opportunities, educational opportunities, things like that. We'll go over those. So one of the things with a co-op, when you get a group together, you could start your own co-op, or you can hook up with a co-op that is around you, but you can share costs. So like some co-ops, they meet in particular places. They meet all kinds of places. Some of them meet at someone's house, which of course would be completely free theoretically. Sometimes, if it's smaller, they can meet at someone's house. Sometimes they meet at a local church. Local churches, a lot of times, will let you use some of their classrooms. And sometimes they meet at the local library or other buildings. There are all kinds of places that co-op groups meet. And so a lot of times they will have like some kind of membership fee, and most of the reason for that is like facilities costs and things like that. Also, to get discounts. There are some co-ops. There are different kinds of co-ops. Some of them are for like the education purpose. Some of them are strictly for supplemental purpose. Some of them are for discount purpose. Like you can get group discounts for field trips and shops, stores, things like that. A lot of times you can get an educational discount if you are a co-op group. So there are some co-ops that really the only reason they're a co-op is to get discounts or whatever. Some co-ops are like a combination of all of them all together. So sharing costs, getting discounts, group opportunities. So like I said, field trips, things like that can be really great as a homeschooler because you can pretty much go whenever you want. But also a lot of times you can get an educational discount, and a lot of times though you can only do that if you have a group of a certain size or more, like 10 or more, 12 or more, whatever that might be. So some co-ops do organize and do field trips together, and then that way everybody gets that discount to whatever that place may be, the zoo, botanical garden, science center, museums, things like that. Okay, then you have academic enrichment. So like I've said before, where everybody has different subjects that they're better in or different subjects that they're passionate about, just like with hobbies and other things. With teaching, everybody has a set of subjects that they like teaching and some that maybe they don't like teaching. And when you get together with a co-op group, if you have other families that are homeschooling and you get together and one of you like loves science and wants to do the science labs with everybody, that person can, when you get together, some co-ops get together once a week, some of them get together twice a week, or a certain number of times a month. It varies co-op to co-op. But sometimes you'll get together and you'll have a schedule where, this mom is going to do a particular science lab or experiment or whatever. And then this mom is going to teach a really cool writing lesson. And most of the time in co-ops, a lot of them, especially the more organized ones, will require the parent to contribute in some way, help out in some way, either with organizing field trips or maybe teaching something or helping watch youngers or whatever. Usually there's some requirement. So academic enrichment, where people with different strengths can contribute and enrich the curriculum for everyone else, okay? So there are a few things when you're looking, how do you find a co-op group? It's like, well, that sounds pretty cool, actually. The kids can get together and socialize, and it can be really great. There are co-op groups everywhere, and there's a ton of them, and there's tons of different kinds. The trick is finding the right one. Just like with finding the right church, finding the right school, finding the right co-op, one of the ways is to ask a friend. Ask a friend who homeschools. Do they co-op or do they know of a co-op? One of the ways could be on Facebook. You might be able to find local co-op groups that way. Or you can work the Google machine. Now, if you just put in homeschool co-op, think about your search terms here. If you just put in homeschool co-op, it's going to be all kinds of things. It'll be websites from all over the place talking about what they are, how to build your own. There's all kinds of resources out there. So you want to be more specific to your area. You can put in, homeschool co-op, and then you can put in your county or your state or your city, depending on how big your area is. If you live in a bigger city area, you might want to be even more specific. In more rural areas, you're going to maybe go by county. It depends. I found, when I was looking around, I found one that looked pretty cool, and it was in our county, but we live in the super north end of the county, and all the places that they meet up, all the parks they go to, all these things are on the extreme southern end of the county. And the way our county is laid out, for us to go all the way to that other end of the county, it can take 45 minutes, which sometimes is okay, but for an easy, we're just going to meet up at the park, that's an hour and a half just in the car. And to me, that's too much time for a weekly, several times a week kind of thing. That's too much. My husband doesn't even, wouldn't want to commute that long. So why would we? You know what I'm saying? So I would rather personally find one closer. Now, you might not have a choice. It depends. You'll have to look around and see what's in your area. So check with that. Ask friends. Ask other people. People from your church might know, people might know people. You can get suggestions that way. Try searching on Google or whatever search engine it is you use as well, and look into them before you go calling and jumping in. It can be exciting, but take your time, find out about that co-op, because like I said, there are tons of different kinds of co-ops. Okay, so first you need to know what you're looking for. You want an academic or social or a combination or whatever, check into that group and see what that group is about. And usually they will have a philosophy posted. Check with their philosophy, because it might be a particular, a religious co-op, which is fine, but some of them, they might be specific, this is Catholic. You need to be Catholic to be with this particular group of families, or, you know what I'm saying? It might be specific, or it might just be general Christian. One of them I was looking at was a general Christian one, and they said, it doesn't matter what denomination you are, but here's our beliefs, and you need to at least agree with those base beliefs. So check into that, check with their philosophy, make sure it's something you agree with, because not everybody homeschools the same either, and people, different groups of people do different things differently. And I saw a co-op group that was race-based too. So, which, whatever, people from alike cultures like to hang out and school with alike cultures, because sometimes in education that can make a difference for certain things, holidays and things like that. So just check with their philosophy, that kind of thing, before you get too far. Then if all of that is all good, what is the cost and what is the commitment? Do they have a monthly fee or a yearly membership fee? What is that kind of cost? And then the commitment as well. Do they normally, most of them ask every parent has to be involved and, help out somehow. So what is the commitment though? Do they expect you to teach classes? Or, because there are some co-ops, I know of one that's pretty popular around here that we've had several friends go to, and they actually do classes. The parents teach classes. There are other things I think they can do, but they do I think theirs is 1 day a week, and then they have this like full schedule and they go to classes and the parents teach the classes. So, is it teaching a class, or is it, can I just help out with organizing field trips, or can I help out, watching over the lunch period and bringing snacks, or you know what I'm saying? Check and see what the commitment required is, because depending on what you have available to give depends on, you know what I'm saying, what can be with that. And also the location is always important. Closer is better, but sometimes you might not have a choice, or sometimes one might be so good that you don't mind a little bit of a drive. Some people don't mind driving that much. And also, I saw one today that has a membership cap. They only do a certain number of families each year. And then in addition to that, check with their offerings. What do they offer, like class-wise or curriculum-wise or supplemental-wise? Are they offering the things that you're looking for? Also, rules. A lot of them might have code of conduct rules, things like that. You have to check and see if you agree with those. All the different things like that. Look into that. So check with friends, check online, find one near you, and also, just generally look and see if you agree with their philosophy, the things they're offering, what you're able to give, and hopefully you can find one that works for you. Some co-ops, like I said, you have different ones. Some of them aren't classes at all. It's just the social interaction where they just get together for the kids to socialize. Depending on how much socialization your kids get at home, that might be a beneficial one as well. Or if, for us, for example, socialization isn't that big of a problem for us. We go to church every week. We go to dance every week. Like, they get to see their friend. They have friends. There was a mom's group we used to be in. We still get together with those friends, especially over the summer, which is really great. So, it just depends on what you're needing and what you can find around you. So co-ops are a really great homeschooling option. Some co-ops, like I said, have classes and they kind of organize their curriculum together. So that could be if you're needing a little more support, like you're like, I need some help and a support group, but I don't want to be completely on my own, but we don't want a huge school commitment either. This could be a really great, if you can find one like that around you, that could be a really great option for you. So check them all out. And I will be back with one more talking about private schools and hybrid schools, which I have a lot to say about. But I will be back with that one next week. Have a great week. Ooh, it's a shorty. Good. And